Everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Teacher Dan, and I'm with BFSU Sanshui Foreign Languages School. So today, we will be doing Lesson 12 on comparative adjectives. If you don't know what a comparative adjective is, we will go through it very soon. But first, make sure you have paper and a pen to make some notes in the video as we go along, because notes will help you remember what we learned today. So in today's lesson, we are going to do three things. Number one, we are going to learn what comparative adjectives are. Number two, we will learn how to make and use sentences with comparative adjectives. And lastly, number three, we will practice what we have learnt by writing and speaking about comparisons. Okay, so can anyone tell me what this is? Anyone? This is a duckling. And what I want you to do, just to warm up before we start learning, is describe the duckling. I want you to tell me what the duckling looks like. And if you are struggling, here are a few questions just to help you. Is the duckling big or small? A duckling is a baby duck. Are baby ducks small or big? So when we describe things, we can talk about their size. So the duckling is small. Next, what color is the duckling? Can you tell me what color the duckling is? That's right, it's yellow. The duckling is small and yellow. Is it cute or ugly? Is the duckling cute or ugly? Of course it's cute. Oh. And lastly, is it soft or is it hard? If you hugged the duck, would it be soft or hard? It's soft. So we have four words in red: small, yellow, cute, and soft. These words are adjectives. Here is the translation of adjective. Adjectives describe things. So these words describe what the duckling looks like. So here we have a conversation. I want you all to read with me. But first, just listen. Hey Emma, you are very short. Yes, I am shorter than you. You are light too. I am lighter than you. So can everyone say this with me? Hey Emma. It's a name. This is Emma. Small Emma. So hey Emma, you are very short. Yes, I am shorter than you. But you are light too. I am lighter than you. So these words you might remember from last lesson. Short is height. Tall, short. And light is weight. Heavy or light. Here we have some revision from last lesson. This is a review. Do you remember what the answers were? We have Mike and Sam. And this is their height, how tall they are. So Mike is 142 centimeters and Sam is 172 centimeters. So whom is taller than whom? Okay, so Sam taller than Mike. Sam is tall, Mike is short. Therefore, Sam is taller than Mike. So who is the short one? Who is short here? Can you tell me? It's Mike. So when we compare, we look at two things. We say Mike is shorter than Sam. So this is our rule with one syllable adjectives, these describing words. So a quick note, a syllable is how quickly the word is said. Okay, so one syllable. Tall. You can try clapping for syllables. Tall, tall, tall. One clap, one syllable. Tall. So tall, when we compare, becomes taller than. Short, again, how many syllables? Short. One clap, one syllable. This word here, syllable. So shorter. So what about dark? Tall becomes taller. Short becomes shorter. You say for me, taller, taller, shorter, shorter. So here we have short becomes shorter. The bit is in red. So dark, can you guess what dark becomes? See if you're right. What does small become? And what does smart become? They're all one syllable. Tall, short, dark, small, smart. So they're all one syllable. So what do we do with one syllable words? Tall, we add er. Short, we add er. Dark becomes darker. Darker. Can you say darker? One more time. Darker. Small becomes smaller. Smaller. And smart becomes smarter. Smarter. So with one syllable, one clap, adjectives, we add an an to the end. Taller, shorter, darker, smaller, smarter. Okay. Here's a question for you. This is a snail, and this is a hare, and they are both running. So, the snail is, can you all say for me, the snail is slow. And if the snail is slow, the hare is fast. So, slow, fast, one syllable. When we compare snail, hare, we compare two things. The snail is something than the hare. So can you guess? We have slow and fast. And the hare is something than the snail. So I want you to take 1 minute and write down the snail is what? Than the hare. And the hare is than the snail. Give you 1 minute and then we will go through the answer. Okay, so you should have done that. So going back to what we just learnt, with one syllable, slow, fast, we add an er when comparing. So the snail is slower than the hare. And the hare is faster than the snail. So everyone say, the snail is slower than the hare. The hare is faster than the snail. Okay, so one syllable, we add an ER to the end. Slow becomes slower. Fast becomes faster. Okay, so this one is a little bit more difficult. This is harder. If an adjective ends with a vowel, then a consonant, we double the consonant, then add ER. So I'll give you an example. So this word, vowel. In English, vowels are the letters E, E, I, O, and U. If it is not a vowel, if it is not these 5 letters, they are called consonants. So a consonant is all other letters. So if a word ends with a vowel, then a consonant, like pig, it ends in I, G. I is in green, I is a vowel. I. And then G is a consonant. A consonant. Very good. So if it ends in a vowel, then a consonant, green, then blue, we add another G and then ER. So we add another G. So big becomes bigger than. So hot, again, green, then blue. Vowel, O, consonant, T. We add another T. We double. We have 2 T's. So hot becomes hotter. Hotter. What do you think wet becomes? Green vowel, E, blue consonant, T. So what do we do with the consonant? We add another one. We have 2. So wet becomes wetter than. We add another T, ER, wetter than. So next question, question 2. This is temperature. How hot or cold something is. So this is fire. And this is ice. So which is hot and which is cold? So the fire is hot. The ice is cold. Here's our question. I want you to write down this sentence, these 2 sentences, and add in the correct comparative adjective. So here are the adjectives, hot and cold. But if we are comparing 2 things, what happens to cold and what happens to hot? So just take 1 minute and then carry on with the video. Okay, so let's see if you got this right. So the ice is cold, the fire is hot. So we say the ice is colder. Cold, 1 syllable, we add an ER. Fire is hot. This is a little different because the O is a vowel and the T is a consonant. So we don't just add ER, we add a second T and ER. So everyone say the ice is colder than the fire. Fire is hotter than the ice. Okay, very good. So one more thing we need to learn. When you have two-syllable adjectives that end in Y. So one syllable is one clap. Two syllables, two claps. So this is a rain cloud. When it is raining, we say the weather is rainy. Now rainy, this word is two syllables. Rainy, rainy. Two syllables, two claps. Rainy, so if it has two syllables and ends in a Y. So rainy has two syllables. Rainy. Does it end in a Y? Yes. Y for yes. We have a Y. So when it has two syllables and ends in a Y, we add I-E-R and get rid of the Y. So we take the Y and we throw it away. And then we add I-E-R instead. So rainy becomes rainier. Can you say, for me, rainier, rainier. One more time, rainier. So rainier then. So hungry, hungry, and it has a Y. So hungry becomes hungrier then. Can you say hungrier, hungrier? Next one, happy, happy. Two syllables, ends in a Y, so it becomes happier, happier. We get rid of the Y and add I-E-R, happier then. So crazy. What do you think we do to crazy? How many syllables, how many claps does crazy have? Two. So, and does it end in a Y? Yes. So we get rid of the Y, take the Y and throw it away, and add I-E-R. So crazy becomes crazier. Can you say crazier? Good, crazier then. So when we compare, you are crazy, I am more crazy. When we compare me and you, we say, I am crazier than you. Okay, so question 3. Comparing weight. This should look familiar from last lesson. So this is a feather, and this is a rock. So which one, the feather or the rock, is light, and which one is heavy? The feather is light. It weighs very little. The rock is heavy. It weighs a lot. So again, two sentences. I want you to write down the feather is what than the rock, and the rock is than the feather. The first one is quite easy. The second one, you have to remember what we just learnt on the last slide. So when you've done that, unpause the video and we'll see if you got it right. So, the feather is light, the rock is heavy. The feather is lighter. Light has one syllable, light. So we add an ER. The rock is heavy. How many syllables, how many claps is heavy? Try it out. Heavy. Heavy. How many claps? 1 or 2? It has 2 claps. And what letter does heavy end in? A Y. So 2 claps and a Y. What do? We get rid of the Y and add IER. So can you say with me? The rock is heavier than the feather. Okay? The rock is heavier than the feather. 2 more questions just to go through what we have learned. So, this is shouting. It's a verb. I am shouting. To shout. And our adjective, our describing word, is loud. Shouting loud. Our next one is talking. And the adjective, the describing word, is quiet. So, 2 sentences. I want you to write down shouting is, this is where you put your answer, and talking. So shouting is loud. So how do we do a comparison? Remember, claps and the last letter. And the next one, what is quieter than what? Okay, so here is green, so you need to do something with the green. Here is blue, so which of the blue words go here? So just pause the video and try and answer these questions. And when you've finished, we will go through the answers. And if you get it wrong or don't know, just write down the correct answer. Okay? So you should have at least tried these questions. So shouting is than talking. What goes here? Louder. Shouting is loud. If we are comparing 2 things, shouting and talking, loud. 1 syllable, add an ER. So everyone say, shouting is louder than talking. And here, what is missing? What is quiet? Which is quiet and which is loud? Talking is quieter than shouting. So these are your answers. Please write them down if you did not get them right. And last question now. So question 5. Yesterday, what was the weather like? Can you tell me? It was rainy. And today, the weather is sunny. So, question. Today is what than yesterday? It's green, so we need an adjective. So today, which adjective did we have? And remember, how many claps? Sunny. And it ends in a Y. So sunny becomes, just write this down, 1 moment, and then I will give you the answer. So, can everyone say with me, today is sunnier than yesterday? Sunnier. Sunny, we get rid of the Y and add an E, an IER. It is sunnier than yesterday. Last question. There's a lot missing. I want you to write the full sentence, starting with yesterday was mm, mm, mm. So 1 minute, pause the video, and when you have finished, press play and we'll move on. So, you should have tried the answer. Can you tell me, yesterday was, what adjective do we use for yesterday? Yesterday was rainy. What do we do to rainy in a comparison? Rainy ends in a Y. That means we get rid of the Y and add an IER. Rainier than. So everyone say, today is sunnier than yesterday. Yesterday was rainier than today. Okay, so next lesson we will look at this a little bit more. So make sure you read your notes. But that will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.